Hi there, I'm the 996, and today's video is my review, spoiler alert, because it's filled with spoilers, on not Breaking Dawn, why am I saying Breaking Dawn? On Stephenie Meyer's Midnight Sun. So, in case anyone doesn't know, Midnight Sun is Stephenie Meyer's Twilight through Edward the vampire's point of view. It is a great book. I give it about 4 stars. But there's a lot of conflicting emotions in the main character, Edward. I've read the entire Twilight series and watched all the movies. So I'm aware Edward is conflicted with between wanting to suck Bella's blood and be in love with her. But while actually reading this book from his point of view shows that he wants to kill her because he even contemplates around the beginning of the book by a way of killing the entire class. So after he kills her, he can basically get away with it because he's so drawn to the scent of her blood. And you also have the entire book almost is continuously conflicted with how much he wants to kill Bella, but then he doesn't want to because he admires that she's kind and responsible and he falls in love with her. And he considers her to be brave. I never thought of Bella being truly brave, but through his eyes, I guess you see that she is in a certain way. She's brave in certain ways. She goes to Arizona to try and help her mother, who she believes a vampire has kidnapped, when in reality the vampire is setting a trap so that he could torture her and then get her boyfriend to follow along so that he could fight the boyfriend, and very sadistic and wanted to do this for entertainment purposes. Yeah, he's really sadistic. I was glad when he was killed. Even though I knew he was going to be killed, it was just glad to see that good he's gone. But that happened in this book. Bella cares about not hurting people's feelings, but she's not a pushover or a people pleaser. But let's go back to Edward's perspective. He is so often thinking of how Bella's blood is affecting him. And he's a stalker. Like, I know in Twilight, he said that he would watch Bella sleep, but okay, I'm just trying to get my words together. The guy is a complete stalker. Okay? He stalks her to the point where for several nights he watches her in her room. He goes to her room and watches her sleep throughout the night. And then even though he feels bad about it, he still convinces himself it's okay to do this because he needs to make sure she's all right and protect her. One time he kills a spider, so I guess he protects her from the spider, which is not a vampire spider or anything, but just a regular spider. So he feels like he has to protect her and deal with his obsession with her. I am still Team Jacob. I've always been Team Jacob. I thought Jacob was the healthier choice for her, even though I understand Bella chose Edward probably because that was her first love and she was fascinated with being a vampire. But I still think that Jacob would have been the healthier choice because Edward is controlling. He did try and make her he did actually make her go eat dinner with them, even though he's believing that he had to make sure she was all right after some guys were being really creepy around her, and he came in right at the right time. It's like there's a conflict. I feel conflicted a little bit. In one hand, I still believe he's a controlling creature. He's a vampire, so I can't say controlling. I can say a controlling guy since he is a guy, no matter if he's a vampire or a human, he's a guy, he's a controlling guy. But his point of view, it's all about protecting Bella. He does say, even though if she wants him to leave, then he will leave. So on one hand, okay, good, you will leave if he wants you to. But then it's like he is. I said there's just so many instances. I should have written them down. Well, if he can be controlling, he takes her to prom. He takes her to prom even though it's against her will, believing that she needs the experience so she can tell her future children that she went to prom and had the human experience, even though she didn't want to go to prom. I don't know. I just feel like if she's with Jacob, Jacob would have been like, "You don't want to go to prom? Let's just go on a date, you and me." He wouldn't have tried to press her into going to prom, even because he feels that she has something in his mind about her future children that she needs to go have this experience to tell her future children. No. Anyway, the reason I give it 4 stars is because even though this guy is conflicted as I don't know what, he is a very complex character. He get into a lot of depth that even though he can he personifies the part of himself that wants to kill Bella as the beast, and eventually it's like he starts to become a little more desensitized to her scent, like continuously being around her. Also give this 4 stars because I love the Twilight series and I love revisiting all the characters. Even though it is Twilight, just told from Edward's point of view, all the scenes are not the exact same because it is from Edward's point of view. There are a lot of scenes that we don't see in Twilight because the things that happened when he was not with Bella, and also see more of his past. And it's just even when scenes when he's with Bella, it's really different because of how much he's thinking about her point. He's thinking about her, and he's thinking about protecting her and trying to not fight her. And it's just it's like it's Twilight, but it's more enhanced. That's how I should say it. It's like a much more enhanced version of Twilight. So for anyone who wants to get into a debate or anyone who wants to leave comments below, please do. Let me know what you think about this book. I enjoyed it. It took me over 10 days to read it. It's almost 700 pages, but it's still a great book. Okay, so if anyone wants to read a book that has romance, that has deeply inked vampire with was a former serial killer because he used to kill other people who would go after he used to kill people who would go after people for bad reasons. So he was a serial killer of killers pretty much. And or even if they were just gonna do something horrible to someone else, he killed them. So he was a little bit like Dexter. And if you've ever seen this series Dexter, you understand what I'm talking about. A serial killer who kills serial killers because he becomes a serial killer killing other killers. Anyway, I think Stephenie Meyer did a good job with this book. She needed to read, she needed to write this book. She mentioned she wrote it for her fans, she wrote it for her mother who wanted to read it, and it's been about 12 years since she first announced Midnight Sun and decided that she would not would not write it, because someone leaked part of her draft on the internet. And now we finally have this version. So thank you, Stephenie Meyers. If anyone wants to chat, please can contact me at my Twitter account. I'll link that in the description. And thank you. for watching this video.